how can we approach the short circuit? Easy, my friend. So let me grab my multimeter here and of course select the continuity option. As I told you before, my friends, for the short circuit, always you have to pay attention to coils. We use coils to detect short circuits. Why? Because coils in the motherboard are always in the power rail. Okay? The coils can never be connected to the ground in the motherboard. You can never find a coil that is connected to the ground on computer motherboard. That's why we use it to identify or to locate short circuit. So, for example, for this coil here, if I put one probe here in the ground and check this coil to ground, do you see in the multimeter? Do you see, my friend? No continuity. Okay, no continuity, no reading. Even if for this one also the same. The trick or the shortcut that we can use to identify short circuit very easy or fast. So let's check, for example, these coils over here also. So the black probe in the ground, everywhere in the ground. If we check this one, do you see in the multimeter? Nothing, no continuity, no low reading. This one here, the same. Means here, we don't have short here. In this side, we don't have short. Here, means no short, we have a high reading. Here, no short. Good. So this is how we can check the circuits, all circuits, except circuits near to the processor, or basically the CPU circuits. So here, my friends, for example, we have this motherboard. Let's use this motherboard. Now I teach you the short circuit. Just stay tuned and be patient. You're gonna understand everything. I'm going to teach you how to isolate and how to detect very fast, the fastest way to detect the short circuit. But as I told you before, here we made things easy. We follow the process and we follow the logic. We are logic. We don't do things randomly. So, as I told you guys, always locate the inductors. The inductors always are in the power rail, connected to the power rail. Inductors always are connected to the power rail. That's why we have here high reading. Even if we check, for example, if we check the ohm here, the ohm mode the same. Let's check. We check the ohm mode here. Do you see, my friend? High reading, high. Okay, that's why we use inductor to locate short. Let's check this inductor also here. This one here. Okay. Oh, we have 0. Is it 0? No, I touched the... Sorry guys, I touched the ceramic capacitor because here, this side for the ceramic capacitor is ground. You see? This side is connected to the ground and this side... Oh! We have a shorted capacitor. No, we have a short here, guys. This is a short. Here we have a short. Do you see, my friends? This is a short. Because, as I told you, the inductors can never be connected to the ground, as you can see. Okay? Never. But for this inductor, one probe in the ground, we check this inductor, 0 in the multimeter. This is the short, guys. This is the real short. 0 means we have here a short. This is good, very good. Now I will teach you here how to identify the short very fastly. So we find a shorted circuit. Nice. We find, my friends, a shorted circuit. Now the deep work will begin. Please don't forget to like, my friends. For anyone who doesn't hit the like button, like please. Your likes is what motivates me and my team to generate more videos for you. So guys, here we find that this circuit is shorted. 0. This is a real short. Why? Because the inductor should always not be connected to the ground. Nice. So here guys, let me zoom in a little bit or just make like this. So guys, we find here the short circuit. This circuit is shorted. Okay, this circuit is shorted. We find 0 here. But this circuit is shorted. You're gonna find the short everywhere. As you can see, everywhere in the circuit. As you can see, my friend, everywhere will be shorted. Even the MOSFETs, as you can see, 0. This MOSFET also. 0. Everything here is shorted. Okay, this one, no. This side basically is connected to the input. Good. This side is connected to the input. Here, I understand that the short is not in the input. Okay, is not in P+, but the short here inside. Okay, means the short could be serial capacitor, could be MOSFETs, or the IC. Let's see the back here. Here we have the IC. You can just use the voltage injector. You can inject the voltage, that's it, and find the short. But you cannot understand the technique. Here I show you the technique, my friend. So this is the IC. If we check this IC, 0, we have short in all capacitors. Here, this one, 0 in this side. Okay, in this side. Okay, let's check this capacitor also. 0. Okay. Okay, the capacitors are not shorted in both sides. The capacitors are not shorted in both sides. Means what? Means the IC is good. Means the IC is not shorted. I show you everything, don't worry. Once here, even if the IC is belong to the shorted circuit, but because the capacitors is not shorted, you see, here connected to the IC, connected to the ground. Here connected to the ground, here connected to the IC. Connected to the IC, connected to the ground. Simple. Connected to the IC in one side, connected to the ground in one side. The capacitors are not shorted. Means the IC is not shorted. If we find that the capacitors are shorted in both sides, for example, here and here, this one also shorted here and here, means the IC is the shorted one. Could be about 90% the IC is the shorted one, but the IC is not shorted. Good. So guys, I show you right now how to isolate the short circuit using just your multimeter. Just your multimeter, without the thermal camera, without the voltage injector. Please guys, just stay tuned. I'm going to teach you everything. Using your multimeter, you can identify the short circuit, and sometimes some technicians and some YouTubers cannot identify the short circuit even if they use the thermal camera and the voltage injector, or basically the current injector. They cannot reach the shorted component. Here in electronic repair basics, using just the multimeter and the process, we're gonna detect the shorted component without thermal camera, without voltage injector, without oscilloscope, without anything. Okay, my friends? Okay, just stay tuned. Let's draw the circuit here. Let's draw the circuit in this paper and then back to the circuit. What we have found? We find that this circuit is shorted. We have 0, means this circuit is shorted. Okay, this circuit is shorted. Good, because the inductor to the ground give 0 in the multimeter, and we know that the inductors should never be shorted. The inductors can never be shorted to the ground. All inductors in the motherboard should give a high read, because always the inductors connected to what? To the power rail. But this inductor is connected to the ground. We have 0. Means what? Means the circuit is shorted. So when you get a shorted circuit, you will find all components in that circuit will be shorted in both sides. Look guys, in both sides shorted. Okay, even the IC should be shorted. Normally the IC also should be shorted. Okay, what is the ground? Even the IC here, guys, should be shorted. But for the IC, once the capacitors around the IC are not shorted, as you can see, in both sides, this one is shorted just in one side because connected to the ground. This one here good, here connected to the ground. This one connected to the ground in this side, here good. This one connected to the IC in this side, connected to the ground here. Once the capacitors are not shorted in both sides, means the IC is good. Okay, so the IC is excluded. The IC in the circuit is good one. So we have to check right now. The short could be in MOSFETs, okay, could be in ceramic capacitors, okay, my friends, or the circuit basically is the RAM circuit. Once the RAM is not connected here, means the RAM is excluded because it is not connected. If the RAM is connected, we have to remove it and recheck the circuit. Let's take or make things easy for you, especially for beginner. I love the process. Let's use the process and then continue isolating the short circuits.